There comes a moment in life when you realize that everything around you begins to change, not because the world suddenly shifts, but because you start to see it differently. You begin to understand that true change does not happen outside of you. It starts within you. It starts in the quiet decision to no longer live on autopilot, to no longer be driven by fear, to no longer wait for someone else to fix what only you can face. Change is not a single moment. It is a process. It begins the day you decide to look inward instead of outward. It begins the day you take responsibility for your own peace, your own growth, your own happiness. You cannot control everything around you, but you can control what lives inside you. The world tells you that change is about doing more, achieving more, becoming more, but real transformation happens when you start to let go, when you release the expectations, the comparisons, the versions of yourself that no longer fit. When you stop trying to become someone else and begin remembering who you truly are. Change starts with awareness. It starts with the realization that the way you think shapes the way you live. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality, and every day you water them with your focus. If you feed fear, you will live in fear. If you feed faith, you will live in possibility. If you keep telling yourself that you are stuck, you will stay stuck. But if you begin to whisper to yourself that growth is possible, everything begins to shift. You do not have to have everything figured out to begin. You just have to begin. One step, one breath, one thought at a time, the smallest shift within you can create the greatest change around you. You are not defined by your past, you are shaped by it, but you are not bound to it. You are free to choose again, free to think again, free to begin again. The person you were yesterday is gone, and every sunrise gives you a new chance to become the person you want to be. Change is not always easy. It demands honesty. It demands courage. It demands patience. It requires you to face your shadows, the parts of you you have hidden or ignored. It requires you to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. It requires you to forgive yourself and others, because you cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge, and you cannot grow while holding on to anger. Sometimes change looks like chaos. It looks like confusion. It feels like everything is falling apart, but that is not destruction. That is transformation. The old you must fall away for the new you to rise. Growth is messy, but so is rebirth. When you start changing from within, the world begins to respond differently, not because it changed, but because your energy did. When you start choosing peace over conflict, patience over frustration, love over fear, life mirrors that back to you. You cannot change the world if you cannot change yourself, and you cannot change yourself until you are willing to face the truth of where you are right now. The truth might be uncomfortable, but it is the foundation of transformation. Honesty is the first act of feeling. Act. Every choice you make, every word you speak, every thought you think is shaping the direction of your life. You are creating in every moment. You are either moving toward growth or staying in comfort. You must decide which path you choose. Do not wait for the perfect time to start changing. There is no perfect time. The time is now, because every day you wait, you lose a day of your life that could have been lived in alignment with who you truly are. The change you seek will not come from others. It will come from the way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you show up for yourself, even when no one else does. The voice in your head is powerful. If it tells you that you cannot, you will believe it. If it tells you that you can, you will begin to rise. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with your own mind. Learn to speak to yourself with kindness. Learn to challenge the lies you have believed for too long. Learn to build yourself instead of break yourself. Change starts within you the day you stop blaming others for your pain and start asking what this pain is trying to teach you. Every challenge has a purpose. Every struggle has wisdom. Every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. You are not a victim of life. You are a student of it. Every experience is a lesson designed to bring you closer to your truth the sooner you stop resisting and start listening, the sooner you find peace. You do not have to change overnight. Transformation is not a race. It is a practice. It is the daily choice. To do a little better, to think a little clearer, to love a little deeper, to forgive a little faster, to trust a little more. Be patient with yourself, the same way you would be patient with a child learning to walk. You will stumble, you will fall, but that is how you learn. Every mistake is a step forward because it brings awareness, and awareness is progress. You cannot force change. You can only allow it by creating space for it, by letting go of what weighs you down, by quieting the noise so you can hear your own heart again. Let change come softly, like the morning sun, not through force, but through intention, not through fear, but through faith, not through perfection, but through presence. Everything you need to change your life is already inside. You do not need to wait for a sign you are the sin. You do not need to wait for someone to save you. You are your own rescuer. You do not need to wait for tomorrow to begin. You can begin now. You are stronger than your fears, wiser than your doubts, greater than your limitations. But you must see it. You must believe it. You must live it, because what you believe shapes what you become. Change starts with a decision to no longer live as a reaction to the world, but as a creation of your own design. It starts when you stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what is this teaching me? It starts when you stop waiting for life to get easier and start becoming stronger. Every great transformation begins in silence. It begins in the moments when you sit with yourself and realize that you are not your thoughts, you are not your fears, you are not your past, you are the awareness behind it all. And awareness is where power lives. When you learn to master your mind, you master your life. The world outside can be chaotic, but if you cultivate peace within, nothing can shake you. When you learn to control your focus, you learn to control your destiny. Change starts within you, not in the way others treat you, but in the way you treat yourself. Not in what happens, but in how you respond. Not in what you lose, but in what you choose to become after the loss. The most beautiful changes happen quietly when no one is watching. They happen in the way you start to speak truth instead of fear, the way you start to love without expectation, the way you start to choose yourself without guilt. That is where true growth lives. When you change within, your energy changes, and your energy speaks louder than your words. People will feel it. Opportunities will align. Peace will find you because you have become aligned with it. Do not fear change, fear staying. The same fear settling for a life that does not reflect your soul. Fear never discovering who you truly are beneath the masks and expectations. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you evolve. Every time you choose forgiveness over resentment, you expand. Every time you choose faith over fear, you transform, and that transformation ripples out into the world. The greatest gift you can give the world is your own transformation, because when you change, you inspire others to do the same. When you live with purpose, you awaken others to theirs. When you heal yourself, you become a light that helps others heal. You are the starting point of every change you wished to see in your life and in the world. Do not underestimate the power of one mind, one heart, one decision, because that is how revolutions begin, quietly within. So look within, listen to your heart, forgive your past, embrace your journey, and begin again, because everything you are seeking is already waiting inside you, waiting for you to awaken to it. Change does not come from wishing. It comes from action. It comes from consistency. It comes from the courage to take one small step every day, even when it feels pointless, even when no one notices, even when it is hard. Keep going. The person you are becoming will thank you for every step you take today, because every moment of effort, every act of courage, every breath of faith is building the foundation for the life you are meant to live. You have everything you need to change, because you are everything you need to be. You are not waiting for the right time. You are creating it. You are not waiting for a miracle. you are becoming one. Change starts within you, and when it does, everything around you begins to shift, not because the world changed, but because you did. And when you change, the world changes too.